Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Send your request in to designs@patioheat.com for your personalized recommendations. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decision for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. Alright, so here we have this residential application. You can see we have two different seating areas. We have a dining space over here, reclining space over here. This is a PVC style pergola up here. And let's look at the overall dimensions for this application. So overall dimensions, I only got the 14 foot by 9 foot and 9 foot height of the ceiling over here. And then also the section that they're looking to heat up is 12 foot, I believe. And I have a height of the top here at 9 foot. It might be the bottom that's supposed to be 9, but that shouldn't make that big of a difference. But you can see here, this is a 6-inch beam going across here, so that's 8'6". And I threw in some extra numbers over here. These numbers are just things that I saw in some of the images that were sent. So I made this drop down here of 1 foot and then 1 foot wide. Also this wall over here at about 6 feet. This one about 5'10", and this wall over here at 9 feet. The light fixture I placed at from this inside edge of the drop down at roughly 4 feet, and from this edge over here at 3.5 feet to this about the center of the lamp coming down here. Anything else that we should see here? I think that's about it. All right, let's go ahead and make some comments and recommendations. So the first subject I should bring up is they had asked about placing one unit over here and one unit over here. Now at this elevation height, a 4,000 watt unit is sufficient, so I'm choosing the slim line. And the reason I'm choosing a slim line is because the clearance zone below the heater, and I'll put that back on here, the clearance zone below the heater is about 3 inches different. So this is a 5-inch wide unit, whereas the CD model or the C model is 8 inches wide. And with that shorter width here, I can reduce the, not reduce it, but meet better clearances. This from this edge over here to the edge of the heater is 18 inches. And from this edge here to here is also 18 inches. Let's just verify that real quick here, and we'll see what we got here. So from here to this edge, we'll drop it down, and you can see that we are at 18 inches. And then from here, again, this corner here to the wall itself again, let's go here and drop it down this way. You can see we're just 1/16 of an inch off, but yes, that's 18 inches as well. So that's why I'm choosing the slimline unit in this application. Now the other issue, you can see here, now I put this lamp here just because it's a figure that I have already, but they have a glass surround on this, and that would be a kind of a concern for me. However, glass is non-combustible, so if that's the measurements that I showed you are accurate or further in on the right side here, this lamp, then it should not be an issue with regards to clearances to combustibles. However, what you don't want is you don't want the ray to actually penetrate the lamp itself. So when the ray itself is superheated, it'll expand that glass improperly. So this will be a hot spot and this will be a cold spot. It'll expand and contract unevenly, and then that's possibility of it cracking. So that would be a danger issue there. So that's why I'm choosing this unit. The other reason, the other thing I should say, the other reason I put this at 18 inches from this edge over here is because I saw in the images that there are doors that swing out, and those doors that swing out now, I don't have the true dimensions of these panels over here, or walls rather, but I'm choosing to place one door here and two doors over here and swing them out. So if I moved this heater to the left, there's no way I can really avoid. Let's see if I can get that. There's no way I can avoid hitting the lamp here. So there's no purpose on pushing it to the left here, in my opinion. So that would be one unit over here. And you can see the coverage is fairly decent for most of the seating positions. You can see these chairs here, and maybe I should show you what the dimension of this table is here. So if I went from here to here, should be a square table, so that's 3.5 feet by, and we'll go over here to here, and we got 3.5 feet roughly on that side as well. So so you can see the coverage of the area. We're not hitting these chairs as well, and yeah, I do have this table centered within this span that I came up with over here. I think it was 9 feet that I had talked about here, and yeah, the coverage is fairly decent, but I would definitely choose the slimline on this side here rather than a CD model, because we're going to be penetrating this lamp a little bit more, or if, like I said it before, if it was pushed over to the right further, we would still be penetrating that. Now, another thing you could do is you could, if this is a hanging lamp where this is a flexible, chain type of setup, you could droop it over one notch over here with a little hook and then drop it down out of the way. So that might be another thing that you can do. Looking over here, again, this is and by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this is a CD 4,000 watt unit. This is also a 4,000 watt CD, slimline unit. And you can see here, going back to the area here, let me put that dimension back on. You can see I pushed these chairs a little bit closer than this 12 foot. So physically, this is really about from the back edge here to the back edge here, 11 feet. Actually, I think it's 10 feet wide. And so just keep that in mind that the coverage is not going to be as wide if you went to that full 12-foot length. So let's just move this. I'm going to move it over here. I believe it was 12 inches that I moved it. Let's see here if I have that right. Yeah, because that was 12 inches or 12 feet from here to this pillar over here. So yeah, when it's truly at that that full 12 by 12 or 12 foot wide dimension, you can see that your upper body will not get penetrated over here or over here. So that is another thing I should mention. I have this at 1 foot 5 inches from the center of this beam. Now I don't have the actual placement of the beam, but I did see in the image that it was roughly a few inches off of this edge over here. So that's where I got that position. And then another thing I should mention is the pergola, the distances between each one of these beams coming across. I don't know what that is. I think I have that. Let's go ahead and just make a measurement of where I have them at. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and tap that here, and you can see, yeah, we're at 3 foot center to center on each one of those beams. So not sure where it starts over here. I did see one coming over here, but then I'm not quite sure if these are 3 foot, 4 foot apart from each other. But you can see that we don't really have a position to mount the units on. So you're gonna have to bring a bar across the top of here, all the way to over here, and then from here to over here. These are adjustable, these brackets here. They do slide left and right here, but there is a minimum and maximum that you can slide them, otherwise they won't support the heater correctly. So you're gonna have to put, if these are the true dimensions, you're gonna have to put a bar across here in order to mount that. Looking at it from this direction, you can see from left to right here, you got a nice coverage left to right though. So now the next thing I want to show is that was 1 and 1 heater in each location. This would be placing 2 in this location and sticking with the 1 that I mentioned here before. These over here would be 4,000 watt dual 4,000 watt dual element units, and I placed them a little bit higher in this case here so that they're at the same elevation as the top of these. You'd have to place another support bar across the top. Maybe you can bring one all the way across for each side, so that would be 2 total. And then make sure that the height here is 6 inches. If it's 8 inches, then we may still be able to come in contact with the lower clearance here. Let's see here. I'm gonna grab this here, and we'll see what this height is. So yeah, we have 2 more inches to play with. So if it's 8 inches, we'll still meet that clearance zone, which is that 18 inches to the left, right, and that's below the heater itself. If you looked at the clearance above the heater, that's 6 inches of clearance all the way around the top and all 4 sides. And that's true on the slimline as well. If you want to look at that real quick, I'll turn off the lower clearances, and this is the upper clearances. 6 inches on top, 6 inches on all 4 sides. All right, so looking at this, you can see that our heat coverage is much better off. Now, I did look at possibly placing this unit over here, which would probably be my preferred. However, then we come in contact with the post over here with regards to the clearance areas. So this is why I didn't choose this particular location, because now we're not meeting the clearances. So I'm going to go ahead and push that back to this side over here, and you can move it a little bit closer to the right. We have a few inches. Let's go ahead and look at that below clearance again. Excuse me, the upper clearance. So it's 6 inches upper clearance, and we can move it. Let's see if we can go all the way, maybe 7 inches there. And now we're still meeting the clearances, and we're getting a better heat coverage over here to this spot. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not support our channel in any way unless we receive a thumbs up from our viewers. We thank you so much. Have an excellent day.